how you doing? This is Lou Ford here, aka Filibuster 4. Just back for just a real quick, kind of rant about here. And that's what I wanted to touch on is the idea, of the essential, kind of like the essential workers, and kind of I think the respect, that they should get. And what I mean by that is that we all know that they have the nurses, the fucking doctors, the police officers, the EMTs, the paramedics, the firemen, all those usual, first responders who, of course, obviously, in general for the most part, but especially, you could say even now during this time, are, deserve their respect, are heroes, whatever the hell you want to call it. And yes, we also have, have recognized, truck drivers, and, delivery men, postal workers, grocery store clerks. But I think we're also forgetting some other people here too. This is important, and I'll explain why. This is fucking important. We're forgetting, food service and all that. We're forgetting the delivery boys who bring, because somebody is sick or self-quarantining or something like that because they decided to be a dick and not practice social distancing, because they're young and they can't get sick or whatever the case may be. Those people who go out there and still put themselves in some form or fashion at risk. The people who work in drive-thrus, people who are in any form or fashion involved in providing you with any essential, anything that you may deem as being essential in order to get on with your life or to provide you with some type of normalcy. And, that includes people, like at Starbucks and the Starbucks drive-thru or McDonald's or, Burger King or, again, the pizza delivery boy and all that. If they're working and they're going in and they're putting in the time while everyone else is at home, working from home or either not working at all, then they're basically an essential worker. And I think it's important that we note that they deserve some respect too, because it's amazing how much you see how we're on lockdown, there's a pandemic, but yet there's a line about a block long of people waiting to get into a Starbucks or some other drive-thru or something like that. And the amount of times, while there is gratitude as well, but also in politeness and rudeness that's involved in placing the orders and not being respectful in terms of that. Again, coffee, in some cases, coffee, fries, hamburgers, pizza, and all that are not necessarily essentials. I mean, they're food and all that, but they're not necessarily per se essentials completely. But if you have us out there, if you have somebody out there doing it, then you're an essential worker. So that means show some fucking respect. I think we need to remember that because there are people who are in, those who are considered to be essential, truck drivers and all that shit, and other people who put themselves at just as much of a risk, and are out there as well doing things, in order to provide people with what is needed, and they're forgotten. Essential workers is anybody who is out there right now working to provide everyone else who's supposed to be on lockdown, of course, and all that, with the stuff that they need, and those, just like the first responders and the nurses and the doctors, deserve just as much respect. And by the way, just so you remember, the whole reason why we have this whole thing going on, this whole term of essential workers and all this and all that, is partially because of Trump. So, just remember, next time when you're sitting there sipping your morning cup of coffee and you're waiting for that white flash followed by that mushroom cloud, just remember that we did this. Till next time, this is Lou Ford. Peace.